We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. And this is our news recap show. I am your host. You can call me the Captain. And for those of you who don't know, this is really like the re-upload. After I did the last special report about the TV flicker rates, which was sort of extended because I went over a number of different aspects, really as a refocusing or a reawakening, because I took a short hiatus where I just needed to, mellow out, take a break, separate myself from this for a little while. But even in the hiatus, I was still doing research and still, having conversations in public with people and doing all that types of stuff that I usually do that is not caught on tape. But when I sit down and actually do this, I'm just trying to get news out there, stuff that's public knowledge, stuff that's available for you to understand, that's really even admitted half the time, more than half the time. I want to say like 95% of the stuff is fully admitted by the guys who are perpetrating a lot of these criminal activities. The criminal, secretive, syndicated order of the New World Order. And there's nothing new about it. It's really old. We should really start calling it neo-feudalism, because that's really what it is. It's the new age of feudalism. Now, I guess this will be, never mind. But really that's the term, neo-feudalism. If you don't know what feudalism is, I encourage you to go check it out. I'll do a special report on it in the future. But what I want to talk about today is a term, another psychological term that has to do with the way they manipulate the way we think. Again, that's a big topic of it, to win over the mind. Again, it's an information war. It's a war for your mind. InfoWars is a war for your mind. Wake up. And some people are like, what does it mean? Wake up, wake up, wake up. It means start understanding how real this is and the impact it can have on your life. Now, this term I want to talk about is gaslighting. It's a big tool. Again, I mentioned the tool cabinet in the last special report I did. Go check it out, TV flicker rates. I mentioned that TV flicker rates is one tool in the tool shed. Another tool is gaslighting. Now, really, gaslighting has been taken way beyond what it was originally envisioned when it was envisioned by psychologists. And that's really where it comes out of. It's a psychologist term. And what it stands for is just like repetitive lying, repetitive deception, and blatant lying, like lying about things that are obviously lies. Like, you barge in on your girlfriend or your boyfriend having an affair with somebody else, and they say, there's no one here. There's no one here. I'm not having an affair. Even though you see the other person right there. And they keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again, until eventually you say, okay, maybe there's nobody there. That's what gaslighting attempts to do. Just tell blatant lies over and over and over again. Wood is made of metal. And people are like, no, wood and metal are two different things. And it's like, no, wood is made of metal. Wood is made of metal. Wood is made of metal. The grass is orange all the time. All the grass in the world is orange. All the grass in the world is orange. And again, to a sane human being, that's like, wait a minute, wood and metal are two different things, and grass is green. And it's like, no, wood is metal, and grass is orange. And do you understand how crazy it gets? And you have to act serious when you're gaslighting. Like, if you want to gaslight, you have to be very serious with it. Like, the sky is totally yellow. The sky is yellow. Listen to this guy. He's saying the sky is blue? You're crazy. The sky is yellow. That's how you gaslight. Now, they do it on a number of things. I'm going to give you now some examples of how they gaslight. And again, you can check it out in the links, or you can go ahead and just look it up yourself on Google, which is, they're going to watch what you do. Or you can check out startpage.com. That's actually the search engine I've started using, because they do not record what you're going after. And I tend to like that. Just because I know no one's going to be able to take that information and use it for nefarious means in the future. And it's like, well, they record you and listen to you with everything, so it's like, what really matters? And it's like, well, I can personally take that step. And some people feel better by denying all this is happening. I feel better by doing little things that may have larger impacts in the future. Making ripples. It's a metaphor that's used commonly in the liberty movement. We're the pebbles that are making the ripples that are going to turn into waves later on. So gaslighting. They lie about all types of stuff, and the biggest example was recently Press Secretary Gibbs, who resigned. He was told when he became press secretary that whenever asked by the press, the guys that interview, the White House Press Club, whenever they ask questions, if they ever ask a question that relates to the drones, the robots that fly in the sky, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, Reaper drones, whatever you happen to know it by, and the reason I'm emphasizing that they're robots, and because I've actually met people who don't even know what drones are, and in this day and age, you should know that we have robots that fly in the air and have cameras and sensors on them and are armed with missiles and machine guns and are sometimes programmed to be operated without someone controlling them to perform a number of tasks. So they're very real. They do exist. This is not make-believe. They have drones. And Press Secretary Gibbs was told when he became press secretary that whenever asked a question about the drones, deny it outright. Act like the drone program does not exist. Well, now that he's resigned, he's able to be truthful and honest. And obviously there's some sort of soul left inside of him because he did a press conference and he told people that he was told to lie. He said that they told me to lie about the drones. It was like, and he even joked about it. He was like, it's like there's no man behind the curtain, to take a Wizard of Oz metaphor. He's like, ignore the man behind the curtain. And again, he even joked. He was like, it was crazy. He even said it was crazy. They told me to lie about something that knowingly exists. And again, that is the definition of gaslighting. They also do it about the GMO campaigns. They have people out there, and it infects a number of minds, where people think GMOs are good for you, even though all the scientific evidence shows otherwise. But they have those campaigns out there where, even in California, where they tried to just get a label. They just wanted the food with GMO in it to have a label on it. Now, the real reason they don't want to label it is because it's in everything. And again, sorry for the wicked laughter. Sometimes I fall into cynical, satirical expressions. But to a globalist, it is laughing matters. It's like, yes, everything is poison. So it's wicked. But I gotta laugh because it's a defense mechanism, so I don't lose it. And again, people who know me, and when I really talk to people, when I lose it, they know I've lost it, and I will get very angry and start yelling and being like, this is wicked, this is wicked, I can't believe you don't understand, we have to stop this. And people will be like, calm down. I'm like, this is real, it's really happening. So I try to laugh and try to keep it calm when I'm making the special reports. But they did it with the GMO campaign to stop Proposition 21, and I think it was 21, in California. They do it with the bullet purchases. Again, when it came out that the Department of Homeland Security had purchased 2 billion bullets, they first denied it, said, no, we did it, we didn't do that, liars, liars. Then it became obvious that they did do it. There's receipts. We know it happened. And it's like, well, we bought them for training. They're for training purposes, duh. And it's like, really? You bought a bunch of hollow point combat-ready ammunition for training? It didn't happen, we didn't do it, and you see, they don't know what to say, so they just gaslight. They just keep telling you lies over and over and over and over again, hoping you believe it. And again, the most evidence, the most, really documented case of this, besides Press Secretary Gibbs, is the Christopher Dorner case. Now, what happened with Christopher Dorner? Again, I did a whole special report on this before, but this is specifically about gaslighting, just in lieu of the Press Secretary Gibbs thing. What happened with Christopher Dorner was they had the cabin, they trapped him in the cabin up in Northern California, and they said on the radio with the police scanner, we're going to burn the cabin down. Then the guy said, yeah, burn this mother effer down. Over the radio, everyone heard it. We all heard it. Anyone can go check it out. They said it. After they burnt the cabin down, they did burn it down, I'm not joking. They did burn it down. Then they did another news conference where they said, we didn't burn it down. Are you kidding me? We didn't burn any cabins down. We don't know how that happened. And we didn't do that. And again, it's like, we heard you say you're going to burn it down. They said, the burners are set. It's on fire. Excellent. And it's like, we heard you saying you're going to burn it down. You were victory cheering when it was burning down. And now that it's burnt down, you're going to say you didn't burn it down. What? And again, that's what gaslighting does. And eventually, it's just like, what? All right, they didn't burn it down. There's no drone program. They didn't burn down the cabin with Christopher Dorner. GMO is good for you. It's really healthy, and it's wonderful for the plants and the farmers because it allows their crops to definitely grow, and it makes sure that they keep for a long time. Although your insides might not keep for a long time after they get a little bit of that GMO. But it doesn't really do that. It's really good for you. And the Department of Homeland Security, they're just loving, caring people that just really love you, and they didn't buy those bullets. But if they did buy those bullets, they're just for training purposes. They would never use them to hurt anybody because they love everybody and everything's wonderful. Again, maybe I'm gaslighting right there. And again, I was. That was just a little bit of me, showing what happens after enough gaslighting breaks down your view of reality. You just start, okay, all right, yeah, makes sense. So we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to teach people to be individuals again, trying to teach people to be human beings again. When I say we, I'm really trying to express the views of all real truthers and real liberty people who are out here, and I know there's a lot more. There's tons of people. Well, we're growing more and more every day, and it's exciting to be alive right now. It's exciting to see liberty on the rise once more after the tyranny for 100 years had really tried its best to destroy all liberty entirely. But it's really on the rise. So I want to end on a good note, and I want to say thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free, and stay informed.